I'm just gonna do it. I think. Right? Okay, and we're live. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we were a little late today. And the reason why we were a little late today is because I, for the life of me, could not figure out the desktop audio. Hey, you stop it. I couldn't figure out the desktop audio. I noticed when I was playing the cat TV for Valentine, who is right here. You can't see her; she's just out of frame. But she was watching cat TV, and I noticed that the desktop audio wasn't getting picked up by the OBS, unfortunately. For me, which means that you wouldn't have been able to hear Polly when he hops on, which he should be hopping on here sooner rather than later. And that would have been deeply unfortunate because, as we all know, Polly is half the show. He is my co-host. And it would be silly if it was just me talking to myself for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Silly, but amusing probably for all of you silly gooses out there. But yeah, so we had to fix that. I did just put OBS through the most recent update. I think it should be good. We did have some technical difficulties. Not through any fault of my own, it would seem, based off of something that Samael sent me. But yeah, we had some technical difficulties last Wednesday with the gaming stream, which was entirely a beta process. I knew we were going to have technical difficulties, but what technical difficulties eluded me until during the stream. And as we all saw with that, we all witnessed that Weebo's computer probably needs to be upgraded, 1, and 2, Elden Ring's has a few little bugs to work out before it's perfect in terms of live gaming performance. But that's fine. It's not a big deal. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm turning on the music because it's a little quiet in here and Weebo wants to kind of enjoy the ambiance a little bit. Especially since I'm just going to be here for my little lonesome, for the time being. Now, I will say that we are... Sorry, she just attacked the screen again. We are running in opposition to side quests, so if you must decide between either one of those these two shows, so side quest or cocktail hour, I would strongly advise that you choose, not cocktail hour, side quest, because, well, side quest is one of those things that is better enjoyed live, whereas you can come back and watch cocktail hour anytime. It will be just as amusing tomorrow as it was tonight. So, that is my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. I don't care after this point. You have been warned. Warned. I'm having a struggle with my English today, as you can probably tell. I have to go to the dentist at some point in the next month or so. Just for my annual, or biannual, technically, appointment, so... That's going to be so much fun. They're going to ask me the regular questions like, oh, do you floss? And I'm going to be disappointing and tell them, when I remember, which really means like once a week. I don't know. It's not, I should do it more, but I forget. Until it's glaringly obvious that there's something stuck in the gums that I need to immediately evacuate from the gums. And that happens when I'm eating, like, oh gosh, is it roast beef? Something stringy, something that gets caught in all of the crevasses and all that jazz. You know how it be. So who do we have in the chat today? Ladies and gentlemen, I see we have WR Costin, Raziel, Snoopy, who is currently watching Side Quest and Cocktail Hour, according to the chat. Darth Mando is also here, and I believe I saw Lion Patriot earlier. Yes, I did. Polly and Far killed Drunkle. How do you kill Drunkle? It feels like Drunkle is a very hard man to kill, you know? Like, well, he's a pineapple, first off, so how do you kill a pineapple except for eating him? In which case, then, okay, we have our answer. But, I don't know. Yes! You just went live, well, not 12 seconds ago, but, I guess, if you want to be technical about it, just under 6 minutes ago. That's when we went live, technically. Anyway. So the goal tonight for side quest, I'm under the impression, is to get Arcturus to laugh, which will be hilarious if you can. He is indeed, Snoopy, a tough nut to crack. Drizasaro is here, half here. Kiddo is doing homework, and you must watch him. Well, watch him indeed. There's nothing more important than education at that age. Not just because they're teaching you things that are going to be super useful, but you're learning how to, depending on the age, read, learning how to comprehend what you read, and then learning how to think. Maybe not exactly the way that they should be in certain public schools, but they're still learning. And there is some value in all sorts of learning. Some value. Some more than others. I want to make that point very clear. Personally, I think that Common Core math is silly and should be abolished on all levels. But that's just my opinion. A very correct opinion in my opinion, but still just my opinion, and no one takes Weebo seriously when it comes to the education system, so what are you gonna do? Ask Polly about blueberries when he gets here. Alright. Yeah, I can do that. Is there something wrong with blueberries? I mean, personally, I'm not a big fan, but, I don't... Are they taboo? Is Polly gonna yell at me because I asked him about blueberries? Is this a setup? If this is a setup, we're gonna have a problem. Well, not a problem, but I need to know it's a setup. If we're setting me up, or if we're setting up a scenario in which Polly is gonna have, like, a whole hullabaloo, I need to know about it so that I can properly prepare ahead of time for the situation. Ooh. And the minions of the zoo are live as well. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, they're a good group of people. Go and sub to them if you must. Like, if you're looking for some quality weekly content to just kind of kill time and listen to, Minions of the Zoo is where you will find such content. Definitely, definitely. Sorry, I'm just gonna have my dessert right here. It is a single square of Ghirardelli's Ghirardelli milk chocolate caramel square. I took it out of the freezer maybe like 10 minutes ago, so it's gonna be nice and soft, but still cool. It is at that nice equilibrium of cool and warm and soft. So. Mama like. You know what I really need to invest in? Is a cat cam. Because you guys are missing out on some quality Valentine content right here. But yeah. Oh no, I dropped the chocolate. It's on my lap. We can't have that. Sorry, I didn't mean for this to turn into a mukbang. It just happened because I got hungry. And I forgot that this was here until 5 seconds ago. Drizasaro says his son has autism. Loves him very much, but school is a pain for both of us. No, I get it. 100%. I remember the days of... Well, that wasn't very long ago, but I remember trying to help my sister with her math homework specifically. At a freshman high school level. And it's not fun. Indeed, it is not a great time. Especially since she has ADHD, so it's, like, even more of a struggle than it should be. But she was behind, so I had to help her get caught up. And we had to do it on a crunch. So yeah, it was kind of it was a big struggle. Because she struggled to understand the material. Because she was so behind. Even though I was taking her from, like, the first step upwards. It was like Algebra 1. Darth Mundo says he thinks he just stroked, like, had a stroke. Oh, that's not good. Indeed, that is not great.
Niet.
Niet. So we should probably explain why we're having cocktail hour on a Monday night instead of a Sunday night and impeding on my fellow co-hosts over on SideQuest. The reason being It's because I was out of town last night and I didn't want to not do a show. And literally the only day I could do cocktail hour this week was going to be Monday. Because Tuesday I go out with my grandmother for eats. Wednesday is like Discord community night / I was gonna maybe do a gaming stream again if I could figure out what was wrong with Elden Ring the last time I was having issues with it. Thursday, I have another birthday dinner to go to for another family member. And then Friday, I'm doing my taxes plus side quest. So I am literally booked for my evenings this entire week, unfortunately. I did this to myself. I have no one to blame but myself. But that means that the only day that we could actually do this. I would prefer to do it on a Tuesday, but obviously that didn't happen. That can't happen. Monday was the only way that we could do it. And I have a question. Are the boys still live on the AAA, or what day? Monday is Drunkle's night, right, people? Drunken uncle. Okay, so it is Monday that they're typically on, but it doesn't look like they had a stream. Is it just me? Did Drunkle cancel? What happened? Did I miss something? Well, I missed the light stabbing out of Drunkle's home. That's unfortunate. But yeah, it seems like they didn't have a show tonight. That was another thing that we're competing for, right? Because the AAA happens Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I try not to step on anyone's toes, but sometimes it's completely unavoidable. I mean, you're always going to be stepping on someone's toes because everyone's got a show at different points in time, and it's just... Drunkle was not there. It was on Sin's channel. Was that on Twitch or was that on YouTube? Because I thought Sinatra got banned? Question mark? Or at least a nice fat slap on the wrist for being a no-no poopy head. Right? But I feel like I'm right. Was it Creepsen or was it Sinatra's second? I just want to make sure. I have no idea. Not one clue. But anyway. B. Tolkien and Michael Hatfield, I see you both in the chat. Hello, everybody. And the gayest person on YouTube. It is an honor, sir. It is indeed an honor. It was on Sinatra's Screams channel. Of course it was. Sinatra. That's not the Creepsin one, is it? How many channels does this man have? I'm not subbed to this one. I'm sorry. That's me. That's on me. But yeah, Polly was on the AAA tonight, right? So that means that he is alive as of 60 minutes ago. Right? Correct? That sounds right. It feels right, too. Darth Mando. Sin's second channel. You mean his, like, quintuple 3,000 this channel? I don't... It came out of my face wrong. I'm sorry. Yeah, Joyce of Sorrow didn't get a notification on the streams today. Do you have the bell notified? Otherwise, it's just one of those YouTube things. It do be like that sometimes. Weebo, did you get the kitchen all renovated? Okay, so right now where we're left off for the kitchen is we just installed the pull down push up the new shades. We just installed the new shades, which means that the window trim had to be filled, sanded, stained, and then cleaned. And we just filled up the trim. So the next thing on the docket is to refinish the countertop. So this one's going to be a little bit tricky because there's no like standard way to do this. It's one of those really crappy, I don't want to say linoleum because it's not linoleum, but it's got that plastic covering over wood, just brick basically. Gosh, what is that called, chat? Help me out here. But it's that, and it's got a gigantic crack in the back, and along with little holes and scores from previous tenants who've like just hacked it to pieces. So it's seen better days. Plus, is this god awful, like creamish white, green squiggly color. I mean, it's creamy white, but then it's got green squiggles all over it, and that was intentional for some reason. And because I don't like any of it, we're gonna have to. I can't get rid of it. Is the thing. Like, I can't just remove the the countertop, because that would be a little bit more expensive. We would have to take out the sink, refit that sink. It would be a whole project, and I don't think my dad wants to go for it because it would be too much effort. So what I think we can get away with is we can, well, first off, we need to fill in all of the holes. So basically what you can do is you can use a wood putty to fill in all of the cracks and all of the imperfections that you're getting with your countertop. And then what we're going to do is sand it down, clean it, and then I'm going to use acrylic paint to paint over top of it. And I'm going to do this this nice dark purple marble looking finish. So it'll be a white acrylic paint, and then I'll just kind of drizzle the purple over top of the still wet white paint and hope that it turns out for the best, and then put a nice clear coat over it to finish it off, and it'll look a lot better than it did previously, and it will work a lot better than previous because like I said, right now it's got a gigantic freaking crack all the way in the corner where all of the water from the sink, if it splashes out, just kind of congregates and seeps in and just ugh. But it's literally just a band-aid covering for this countertop that is probably going to be changed in, I don't know, like maybe 5 years from now. But I'll be long gone by that time. But I just want it to look better, so it's a purely cosmetic thing, plus we're filling in that hole and sealing it. So, not purely cosmetic, but cosmetic enough. It's a touch-up, essentially. So that's the next project that I have on the docket for the kitchen. And then once that's done, I'm going to paint the inside of the kitchen again. Bring it back to the original wall color. Well, it is the original wall color. It's just it's got nicks and disgusting little wall thingies from previous tenants that didn't quite take care of it. So it's going to get wiped down. It's going to get painted. It's going to have a nice fresh coat put over it. So it's going to look muy great. Muy guapo. There we go. And so once that's done, then we can take a look at the floor. Oh, wait, I forgot. We also have to paint the trim around the rest of the kitchen. And I have to refill the electrical outlet, or the wall surrounding the electrical outlet, because what it looks like is you can see where the drywall crumbles on the sides of the outlet on one section of the kitchen, and that's a problem. So we're going to have to get some drywall, tape, and mud and patch that section a little bit more thoroughly. Which means that my dad's going to have to come in and disconnect that specific socket. He already has to look at it because it doesn't work, but he's going to have to disconnect it so that I'm not at risk of electrocuting myself when I fill it in. So, that's going to be fun. And after all of that, everything above floor level is done, we can rip out the floors, replace it with some nice vinyl. I have decided on what color I wanted to put in for the vinyl flooring. I do know that it's probably going to end up being some sort of like slat board looking thing, but I have to come up with a color scheme or flooring color that matches the existing color scheme that I'm working with. So that's where we are. And after that, we have the rest of the blinds to go. So the rest of the windows in the apartment are going to fall into place and get their blinds replaced with the... Basically, they're like cellular shades, top down, bottom up, and they look really nice. I think I have a picture somewhere. Let me pull that up. But yeah, they look real nice. Indeed. They've worked very hard. And, you know, probably a lot harder than is justified on an apartment complex that you're technically renting and no one else really gives a crap about. I mean, for example, the fact that the place hasn't really been upkept to any sort of standard, it's just been maintained to the bare minimum capacity for renter quality of life. Probably not the smartest person, or it's probably not the smartest thing to do to fix the things up, but what I'm thinking is it's prepping me for when it is that I do get a house. So I'm like making all the mistakes now with something that is already shit, that no one cares if, you know, I fuck up. If I fuck up, I fuck up. It is what it is. So I'm making all the mistakes now, learning all of my new experiences now, while it's not a super big deal, while it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg, while it's not, you know, technically coming out of my pocket. Because, yeah, all of the repairs that I make, I get to take them out of the rent. Because they are to the apartment complex. So that's great. Let me send myself the renovation pictures so we can actually look through them, because I do have an album specifically dedicated for that. I just don't have it anywhere that isn't my phone. So let me get that geared up. Would it be attach? Oh, you know what? I'll just upload them to a separate photos Google Drive file. Not now. Go away. I'll just attach them. Yeah. I'll just do what I do when I have, because I collect a whole bunch of pictures for videos and stuff. And I just upload them to my Google Photos, or my, not Google Photos, it would be Google Drive, because that allows me to interact with all of my devices, all my scripts, and all of the reference images too. Because I don't have like a central network where I put everything that I can just access on a whim. I don't have a VPN that allows me to access that central network on a whim. I eventually want to get that set up, but unfortunately I can't set it up right now. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. Okay, is it in to do? Yes, it is in to do. Okay. See, I have all of my pictures nice and sorted. Let me get rid of the picture of El Boyfriendo so that you guys don't see El Boyfriendo. Okay. And they're uploading. That should let me know when it is that they're uploading. Looney Letty, what you're saying right now is exactly what I'm doing. Are you talking about the renovation process, or are you talking about the uploading of the pictures? Because I know there's a bit of a lag, but I don't think it's that much of a lag. Right? It's not, is it? I don't think. But yeah, once those get uploaded, it's like 12 pictures. It's not going to be a whole lot. Once they get uploaded, I can just blast them on the thing and you can see them all. Can you talk to him? I'm busy. Thank you, dear. Okay. So here we go. Did it switch? Did I do the thing correctly? Yes, I did. Okay. So none of these are in any sort of order, right? But, let me see. Let me just go and grab, okay, so this is basically what I was dealing with while I had my face off. My face was, in a nice state of disrepair. I was midway through this process when I had my accident. You can actually see where I filled in some of the holes over here with the toothpicks and stuff, where I filled in some of the area with the putty. So I had to do it piecemeal. I had to do it the bottom first, which I don't have any pictures of for whatever reason. But I did the bottom first, and then the top in pieces, because it was such a big project and there was so much that went into it. So we... El Boyfriendo helped me over here with this, and then he also helped me to install the hardware down here for the magnets to keep the cabinets shut. And that was actually where all of this started. I began the process of renovating the apartment with just wanting to replace the magnets, the magnet hardware in the cabinets. And the reason why is because these little rascals like to open the cabinets with their paws. So we needed stronger magnets because the old ones were warped and gross and not great at what they did. So I bought them, and then as I'm replacing the magnets, I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, these cabinet doors, they're very crooked and they don't close all the way anyway, so this is going to not help unless I fix the cabinet doors. And, well, you know, I can't fix the cabinet doors and where they sit unless I fill all the holes. And, you know, while I'm filling all of the holes to re-drill so I can fit the cabinet doors correctly, I might as well restain them, which means that I had to sand them, and I had to remove everything from them, and I had to do all the dishes, and it was a whole project. But because I did one little thing, or because I wanted to do one little thing, it just kind of all accidentally fell into place. And I still have not replaced all the magnets. That's the funny part, is I finished all the cabinets except for the magnets. So, it started out with just the bottom, and obviously you can see the difference in one of these other pictures between the top and the bottom. This is what it looked like before, this is what it looked like after, and this is what the whole thing looked like after I was done with it. So that is the state of my kitchen cabinets now at this juncture, and I'm very, very proud of it. I like it. I'm very, very happy with how that turned out. It's a little bit darker than the original color, which I tried my damnedest to match it perfectly, but obviously, with time comes age, and with age comes fading. So the original color is probably a little lighter than the original color actually was. The other thing that I did, and I did this months and months and months ago. This took me an entire day to do, but I took all the hardware off and I boiled the shit out of it. And I boiled the shit out of it because, as you can see, the top is what we started with. The bottom is where we are now. So it went from this grody looking, blackened, grease-covered, dirt-covered hardware piece to this really nice, bright brass color, and I'm very pleased with how that turned out. But there was a lot of gunk there. I tell you, a lot of gunk, and that was a lot of elbow grease too. So this is what the the bottom looked like as I was progressing through the bottom. This was like near the very end when I'd sanded everything already. This was when the doors were drying. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's just chilling over
Gotcha. And then the other thing that we need to do but haven't been able to do yet is replace the drawer sliders right here. And as you can see, they're not normal drawer sliders. This one right here, over here, it's a little bit bent compared to this one, and that makes it impossible for us to actually smoothly slide it in or out, and that's a problem. So if you know anyone or anywhere where I can get drawer sliders resembling something like that, please let me know, because I am in desperate need to replace these drawer sliders, ladies and gentlemen. But it also, this is the bottom part of it. So essentially this part nestles into this, and we're looking for about 23 inches, which is another number that's really hard to find in terms of drawer sliding. I went to Home Depot. They didn't have what I wanted. I looked high and low. They did not have exactly what I wanted, and so yeah, we're having a struggle. But it is really weird placement because there is like space on the sides, and it's mounted from underneath, and it's mounted on nails to this little ledge at the back. So it is a very strange contraption, but remember, this was like made in the 80s, so it's not gonna look normal by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, this was the completed project, this was the completed project, and this window right here, this is the one that you see right here. So this was the, can I slide in? Yeah. So these were the original shades, and they were gross. They were disgusting. They were full of food, and they were not faring well. There was a big long string right here that just got in the way of the dishes all the goddamn day, and it never opened because obviously we are on the first floor, so you can see right outside the window to everything all of the time. Not a great time. So that came down. And it was gone for quite a long time until we actually got the window blinds replaced. And this is what we ended up with. This is actually the one that doesn't go top down, bottom up. So that was a whole drama in itself. Ordering the blinds, getting the wrong blinds, and then bitching out the customer service lady. 3 different customer service ladies to get me the correct blinds that I wanted. And they ended up sending the correct ones, so this isn't actually the finished project. It's just close enough, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's where we are right now. Just imagine this top down, bottom up, but over on the windows on the other side of the kitchen cabinet as well. But that's where we are now in terms of the kitchen reno. And let me put cat TV back on. So yeah, have you tried Amazon for door sliders? So the drawer sliders, like I said, they're very specialty. I don't think that I'm going to be able to find them without consulting some sort of custom person, someone who does custom hardware, unfortunately, because they are so old, because they are so specific. They are not standard by any stretch of the imagination in current day, and that is a problem. So if it were up to me, it's not, but if it were up to me, I'd probably just replace the cabinetry altogether because it has seen better days. But no, Dad wants to keep the birch wood. They're perfectly good cabinets. They will suffice. They will endure. If all else fails, you know what I'll probably do is I'll probably sneak into my cousin's apartment when he moves out of his apartment, and I'll steal one of his drawer sliders and switch out the old ones with the new ones, and then just let it be another tenant's problem. Because I'm a bitch! And I deserve the proper sliding drawer sliders. Thank you very much. No, I'll have to come up with something. Something that doesn't take away from someone else's experience here at the Hamptons Inn and Suites. I'm just kidding. That's not where I am. They didn't have exactly what I wanted, so I burned the store down. As you should. As is your right as an American. I don't actually think. Are you from America, Simon? I don't think you are. I feel like I know that you're not, but I don't know how I know that, you know? Like, I pick up on things about people that I have in chat, that I've had in chat for a while, and I think that feels like something that I picked up in the time that we've known each other, but I couldn't say for certain. It all gets jumbled up in the noggin. You know how it is. How about IKEA? You want me to go to IKEA and switch out some poor shit's drawer sliders? Oh yeah, because that's not going to be extra confusing for anybody. I don't know. I've not tried IKEA. I could try IKEA. But I thought they only sold, like, whole, ready-made furniture. I don't know. But the other thing that I'm working on, actually, that probably I'm holding out hope that it will yield some results, is I'm cleaning out the boiler room and under the stairs this spring. Because it is spring, and the last time these places were, like, inventoried, probably never. So it's been a good 60-ish years since all of that was sorted or cleaned, and properly organized and put away and, you know, accounted for. So I'm hoping that in my struggle to fix the boiler room and organize it and make it look somewhat presentable and workable, and make it somewhat workable to me, myself, and our boyfriendo and my cousin, is I'm hoping that while I'm doing this, I will end up finding the very drawer sliders that I need to replace the drawer sliders that I don't want. One can only hope, though. It do be like that sometimes. It do indeed. Now, guys, I have been checking the chat. It does not look like Polydub has hopped in yet. I'm gonna shoot him a message and be like, hey, yo. See where he's at. But yeah, he was on Cocktail Hour earlier, wasn't he? Joseph Sorrow, I can't even afford the van life. Maybe if I hit the lotto. Oh, yeah, so that's whack to me. I've seen those tiny house channels, the ones that, you know, do the tiny house life, where they purchase a mobile home on wheels. Mobile home on wheels, that's redundant. But they purchase a mobile home and they outfit it with, like, all of the amenities that you could possibly want as a person, just smaller. You know, like compostable toilets or storage bins up the wazoo or cat walkways for their cats. Or just take your pick fancy. It is decked the fuck out for your convenience. I've seen people with fireplaces in their tiny homes, their tiny little mobile homes. And then they just take them on the road. Or they just seat them. They just keep them right there. Some of these people even have, like, their entire families living with them. So that's mom, dad, and, like, 3 kids. Jimothy, Jimothea, and Tiny Jim. Tiny Tim. All 5 of these motherfuckers shacked up in one tiny little 500 square foot compartment. And they're eating in there. They're sleeping in there. They're living in there. They're having parties in there. Sleepover parties. Freaking pizza parties. I'm just baffled by this nonsense. Like, I know minimalism is kind of... It seems like it's on the rise now. But that seems too minimalistic for me. Just personally speaking. Like, it feels like it could backfire. But yeah. And of course, I am talking about a very niche group of the tiny house collective. There are those tiny houses that you can just get pre-made and live in them as is. You don't have to deck them out, so there's that. But, come on, that's not fun. That's not nearly as fun to watch as the people who go all the fuck out. Like, they embrace the life with a vigor. As if they're protesting vehemently against the people in their life that doubt them. You know, if you choose a trajectory in your life, there are gonna be always people that doubt you. And it's like they chose this trajectory. The people doubted them. And so they doubled down. But when they doubled down freaking hard. Just to prove that, 1, they can do it. But 2, that it's fun. And 3, it's not an inconvenience on anyone's life whatsoever. Oh, and I think they also do it to prove that it's more cost-effective than the norm as is. But I don't know. Doesn't tight, dear.
Thank you.
Converting vans has become its own economy. You could take a 4K cargo van, put 3K into it, and sell it for 30K. Yeah, the markup is insane. It's nuts. Now, I shouldn't go dissing on the tiny home lifestyle because my dad's about to embark on that journey of his life. But I think, you know, he's at the point in his life where I feel like it's acceptable. He's downsizing. He doesn't have kids to look after anymore. Both of his children have moved out for all intents and purposes and graduated college, and, you know, they're gonna have their own families off in whatever house that they own or what have you. So he doesn't need a whole lot now anymore, and he's about to retire. So with retirement comes what he has wanted to do for so long, which is travel. And so the tiny mobile home makes sense for him because now he can go on the road and it's not a big deal. But I'm talking about the parties that put their children in that situation. And, like, to each his own. Choose for your family what is right for your family. But at the same time, I was a kid once. I know how hard it is to be a kid. You get bullied for everything. Even the stuff that you can't, especially the stuff that you can't help. I was bullied in high school and middle school for wearing black. And not because I had any, like, sort of gothic personality that, you know, empowered me to want to wear black all of the livelong day, but it was because I had to share clothes with my mom because that was all she bought herself, and I fit into my mom's clothes, ergo, we shared clothes. So, yeah, if I wanted to wear my own clothes, she'd buy me bulk packages of eBay clothing packs. So, people on eBay, they sell their clothes, they sell hand-me-down clothes, basically, in, like, bulk packages. I forgot that this was a thing until, like, I remembered it for specifically talking about this, but yeah, I forgot that this was a thing. But my mom, she used to go on eBay and she used to look up hand-me-down clothes that she could buy off of eBay, and they were just, like, odd, weird assortments of pre-owned clothes. Kind of like if you go to Goodwill, except instead you just kind of gamble with the sizing and the quality and whether or not it actually gets to you and the style. Did I say the style already? But yeah, it's a gamble whether or not you're gonna actually, one, get the clothes in the first place, or if you're gonna like the clothes. Also, yeah, Mom, she showed me all of the pictures for the haul, but you can only gain so much from a picture without actually, like, seeing it on yourself or seeing it on someone, for God's sake. It's more just like, oh, you're shopping for the pattern. That's it. So you still share clothes with your mom? No, I actually go to the Goodwill and pick out my own thrift clothing. Thank you very much. And I do that because it's actually a lot more cost effective. And I do believe in the power of, or not the power, but I do believe in not creating more waste in the clothing industry if I can help it. So what that means is, like, thrift shopping for new clothes and then treating them with this, that, and the other thing to bring them back up to a wearable standard. So you go to the thrift store, you try on whatever it is that you want, and then you bring it back home, you wash the crap out of it, you look for stains, you get rid of the stains, and then you can wear it as if you've had it your entire life or you bought it just brand new from the store. I do that with shoes, I do that with clothes. It's quite enjoyable, actually. But the other thing that I do is I repurpose big, heavy textile items. So what that means is I'm working on a coat right now in the living room. It's kind of it's going to be for the Renaissance Fair this summer, but it's almost like a 1700s, 1800s fancy coat that you would get from a gentleman in high society, except I'm trying to give it a more piratey vibe, but also it's gonna be sleeveless because I think I want to make it into a vest more than a coat, and so it's gonna look really cool. But that used to be a curtain. I made that out of curtains. It's almost done, but I made it out of curtains, and it looks really good, actually. But yeah, so that means you're taking really big textile items and you're repurposing them into something else. So you can, I reupholstered my rocking chair, my glider, with a curtain, too. I had a suede curtain that I found at the Goodwill, and I cut it to pieces, slapped it on the chair, cushions, and now it looks really good. I think I don't have a picture of that readily available. I'd have to go digging, but yeah. Repurposing old fabrics to suit my needs is kind of like a pastime of mine. Jamie Valero, do you make special Weebo style clothes from secondhand clothes? Cool. I try to. The coat specifically is for the Nameless Thief, not so much for your girl Weebo. I'm not gonna wear it IRL unless it's like to the Renaissance Fair this summer with Thorn when we go, which we are going. We just have to pick a date. But unfortunately, the Renaissance Fair does not have their theme dates available on the website yet. So unfortunately, I can't solidify anything right now. Sorry, dear. Are you okay? But yeah, I like going thrift shopping. That's me. That's what me and Thorn are like very fond of doing. I don't know if you guys know, but Thorn, she's actually on side quest right now. You should go check out side quest. But she is the orc chick on side quest, and we live quite near each other, near enough that we can just go thrift shopping with each other. And we went to the Renaissance Fair last year, so that was a great time of fun. But yeah, we have plans to go to the thrift store, to repurpose clothes, to go to the flea markets, all that jazz. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna do vloggy stuff, I think. Hopefully, that's my hope. But we'll find out. Darren Root says, I get stuff at Goodwill. Before I knew what the name was, I referred to it as a time capsule. I guess you could kind of say that. Two of the paintings in the room, in the living room, they are actually from Goodwill. They're a painting of a man and a woman, kind of in like the 1920s, 1930s. They have the fedora hat style, and they are just kind of chilling in a bar, faced away from each other. And it's right over the banquet, which serves as a bar on occasion when we have guests. And it's a good time. It looks great, but I got that at the thrift store for like 99 cents a pop. And they're not the same picture, but they are from the same set, from the same artist. So they go together, which is why I bought them, because I like them and they go together. And they were actually one of the first things that I bought specifically to put into the apartment, to furnish it, to flesh it out a little bit. And it does go well with everything in the apartment, I personally think. Keeper Dam says he's been to the fair. I do love the fair. The fair is a great time. I can't wait to go again this year. I think I'll get another sword, or maybe I'll get a trident. Does Weebo shop in the children's clothing section? She does not. She's an adult woman who don't need no kid-size nothing. Rude. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to check the Streamlabs, because I haven't done that yet. And I know I have at least one donation there. And it is from the next 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and see if that works.
Thank you for your page.
It did work. So the next 6 minutes donated earlier in the day to tell me, just a couple of weeks before the 30th, already filling Twitter with the holiday spirit. Watching any more Nick Cage movies, something arriving for you and Polly on Tuesday, big video dropping Wednesday. Can I include Weebo memes? Anyhow, sub to Weebo. Yes, you can include Weebo memes. I don't have any more Nick Cage videos planned. I think, depending on how this week goes, I might settle for a video. I will take suggestions. I think we're gonna do a video because I think I'm gonna need to just relax one day this week. I think, I hope, I pray. And I think that day is going to be Wednesday. So I think I'm just gonna take the 2 hours to veg in front of the computer and watch some movies with the people in the Discord. So if you're not already in the Discord, it's linked down below. Definitely go check that out. Make sure you verify, and we will watch a movie. I don't know what movie yet. We'll figure it out. But if you have any Nick Cage movies that you would like to suggest, I am all ears. And then what else? I do look forward to I will pick up the package that you sent, 6, probably not Friday, because that's when the Taxman meeting is. Probably Saturday. So I might get to open it Sunday. There we go. The jacket is going to be pirate style. I'll go get it real quick. Be right back. Is it? It's that one. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I just gotta make sure everything's switched over. And now I need to be able to look at myself. So right here is the dress form that I have. You can kind of see this definitely looked like, hello. This definitely looked like it used to be a part of some poor sap's draperies in his household. This is actually the back of the fabric, or the wrong side of the fabric. This would be the right side of the fabric. And the reason why it is on backwards is because right now I'm in the process of pinning it to hem it, and also detaching the sleeves because I'm not super fond of the sleeves. The other thing that's in progress, let me just move this a little bit so you can kind of see. I am pinning in the lapels right here so that they're a little bit less obnoxious, because if not, I don't want to depin them because I already spent so much time pinning this monstrosity together to make it less obnoxious looking. But it would be double this size, and that's obnoxious. We don't need that. Obviously, it's got pockets, but one of these pockets was actually sewn together, and it has a hole in it, so you can kind of see where I missed the mark right there. So I'm going to need to repatch that up. But the idea is that there won't be any sleeves here, but there'll be a nice triangle, like shoulder pad looking thing. It's not gonna be like one of those old lady shoulder pads that makes your shoulders look squarey, but it'll be like a triangle. It's kind of gonna look similar to armor in a sense. I don't have the exact name off the top of my head for what it's gonna look like, but it's gonna, it will encompass around here, but it'll come out to about here as like a triangle. I don't know how to describe it, but that's what I'm thinking for right now. Because I don't want to completely do away with the idea of sleeves, but I don't want to have sleeves in the traditional sense. And then, of course, these flappy thingies are going to go too, and it's going to have a nice lining about the color of the inside of this pocket. So this color right here will be the inside lining for the rest of the jacket. And as you can see, it's going to be a vest. I need to install buttons on the lapels and over here too to keep it solid. And then, of course, you can kind of see where I serged along the line so it doesn't fray, which was very important for this piece because it is a curtain. So there's a lot of embellishment on it, as you can very easily see. There's a lot of loose threads, but that's because of the embellishment. Oh gosh, I'm totally spacing on what it's called. The embroidery. Yes, the embroidery over here, it is a lot, and because it's a lot, you can see it all over here. And if you cut anything, it will fray, and then it's a mess. It's a hot, hot mess. Big hot mess. So that's what I'm working on right now. This is old Bertha, my dress form. Actually, I don't know if that's going to be her name. We have to name the dress form. But yeah, that's the idea. I am following Rachel Daniel Fullman. I love her stuff. But, of course, we have very different styles. I do appreciate her style, though, I gotta say. Big fan of the autumn colors. All three of them. Yeah. I do think that I cut this a little bit long, because if I were to put it on, yeah, I guess I could try to put it on. If I were to put this on, and I'm going to try not to poke the fuck out of myself. Oh, boy. Alright. Cool. It would go all the way down to my feetsies. Oh, gosh. This is I'm going to regret this, aren't I? Ah! Shut up, computer. But yeah. The idea is that it'll look pretty cool. I won't have these big red sleeves, so. But yeah. And it is inside out, so keep in mind that that is a problem. That is a thing. But yeah. Part of the issue with the sleeves is that they are a little bit tight, but I ran out of the ability to use much of the fabric Well, not use much of it. I used all of it. That's the problem, is I only had so much curtain to work with. So I had to improvise. And that's what I compromised on, is no more sleeves. So I did end up cutting the sleeves out. But they're not going to get used. I'll probably turn them into like another sort of vest thing. Hello. So that's what I'm doing right now. Weebo is being a pirate, indeed. And I think that color should go really well with the pirate hat. That is my thinking. That is my hope, at least. Remember when women had names like Gertrude, Bertha, and Ursula? Indeed. Indeed. But yeah. So that is my current project in terms of sewing. Now, of course, with that, I will also be reupholstering my kitchen chairs. I just have to find the right fabric that I like that matches the rest of the aesthetic of the furniture in the household. And I'm waiting to get the new couches before we do that. And of course, they're going to be secondhand from a friend we know from work. So that'll be in a couple of weeks. And once we have the couches, then we can decide what color to make the dining room chairs. So many little projects, so little time. There are not enough hours in the day. You know, if I quit my day job, I'd have enough time. But I cannot quit my day job. Day job pays the bills. I have a cousin, Bertha. What do you mean? Nothing against Bertha. I love the name Bertha. I name all of the things Bertha. It's my go-to. It's my go-to name for whatever reason. I don't know. It's just the thing that I think of. No, the only name that I detest, and for my own purely selfish and silly reasons, is Barbara. I hate Barbara. Daniel Fleman asks, are you going to tie it shut with a swashbuckle? That's not the goal. What I was going to do is button it shut. But I was going to wait on that part of the coat before... I was going to wait to finish the rest of the coat before I decided on the hardware, essentially. I'm using a machine. I don't sew well by hand. I embroider by hand, because I don't have an embroidery machine, but I'm not very good at it. I can only do a rose, and I've only been doing roses, so don't ask me to do anything more complicated than that. No, Weebo is not capable of quitting her day job. And I don't think I would want to. I think I would get super bored. But if we go to, like, 36 hours of work a week, that would be muy fantastico. You can't quit your day job. Barbara would be lost without you. Indeed, she would. What would Barbara do without bothering me at 6 in the morning about pointless things that she, as a software engineer, who is a senior software engineer, should already know about? The free time that I would have. Weebo can probably sew a stuffed animal parrot to her arm. I probably could. Although I don't think I would want to with that. That thing is taking entirely too many hours so far, and I've actually not worked on it in a few weeks. I think since before the accident. Except for to hem the bottom. And that was a whole 2 feet that I'm taking off too. But I haven't actually focused on it a whole lot because I've had the kitchen to do and work to get back into and just getting back into the swing of things in general and trying to commit to at least a video a month on this channel, which, by the way, that is coming up. I don't have an exact date for you in terms of release, but I can tell you that the script is done. I just have to go over it one last time, make sure it's golden. And I've said everything that I want to say, and I've said it in such a way that won't get me nuked from the sky. And then I can start filming. And I think I'll film Wednesday. Wednesday sometime before I have to be at the gym or here for movie night. Yeah, I'm going to have to workshop that big-brained idea. Yes, you are, Weebo. What about Barbara for you to see? I don't have a problem with that Barbara. I don't like the name Barbara. Because it is the name of the only comic book character that I despise for entirely stupid reasons. Barbara Gordon. I hope she falls down a flight of stairs and paralyzes the other half of her body. Ha! That's so mean! Ah, good thing she's only a fictional character. The only person that I have ever despised, and for purely one reason only, is she gets in the way of my OTP. Dick and Corey. Indeed. It is what it is. Hi, Shadowclaw, thank you for coming. Even if you were late, we appreciate your presence. Okay, I think, unless Polly is hopped in, I think maybe Polly might have forgotten about me. It's okay. We don't mind. I'll go for another, let's give it 7 minutes. Give you guys time to ask questions. Because my jaw, believe it or not, is getting tired. I've talked my own ears off for so long. So yeah, let's go another 7 minutes till 8:10, and then I'm gonna hop off and wish you guys a very merry the rest of your week. And yeah, that'll be good. Newell's 2, what about Barbara from Night of the Living Dead? Have I seen that one? I don't think I've seen that. Is that a movie? I feel like that might be a movie. Is that a movie? Or is that a video game? Either way, I have not seen nor played it. Shadowclaw thinks he messed up his knee. Have that checked out, my dude. That does not sound good. Only Barbara I know is the voice of Yang Barbara Dunkelman. Yeah, no, it's just... It is a purely spite thing. And it is so ridiculous, but it's the name that I use to reference my own personal work, Barbara. The person that I do not enjoy engaging in communications with on any level. It is what it is, though. Oh, you know what? I will share with you, ladies and gentlemen, the 2 newest money alerts that I made. Because I made 2. I will share them with you this evening. Because I worked so hard on them. And I want you to appreciate all of my hard work and efforts. Where are they? So I'll just do little test ones. So, let's see. Okay. Here's this one.
Autobots, roll out!
That's me. Oh, I messed up the timing on that. I guess. Oh, well. And then what was the other one? Did I not put it up here? Is it not here? No!
Thank you for your patronage.
Oh, not that one. I didn't mean to test
Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your patronage.
Oh, shit. It's doing the thing. It's doing the thing. Okay, is it Merca, Maria? Oh no, Glub Glub, think of the children. Flex Seal! There it is. Okay, this is the one that I'm super proud of.
Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Tape, the super strong waterproof tape that can instantly patch, bond, seal, and
Oh, the timing's not great on that one either. Okay, I'll edit it, I promise. I thought it was great, because I did test it out, but I guess it didn't save quite properly. What's that about? But anyway, those are the 2 money alert donations. Flex Seal is for 30, and then the rollout is for 9. So, you know what? I probably should put the tiers for donations in the description, like they do on the AAA. Because that's entirely where I got the idea from, is the AAA. It's creating unique alert variations for very specific dollar amounts. Yep, AAA. You can thank them for all of your amusement needs. But that is what I was working on at some point last week. Instead of doing all of the 8 million other things that I'm supposed to be doing. I just had to get it off my chest because it's an idea that I've had for a while and I've been putting it off. And so, yes, I procrastinated by being productive, but I still was productive. So, what does that say about me? Also, what is the word for that when you're procrastinating by being productive? Because I still have yet to come up with an actual, like, terminology to describe exactly what it is that I do on a daily basis. That's a lot of damage. You're right, Darren Root. I neglected to put that in there. I will make good on that. It is a lot of damage. But I thought it was funny. Glub, glub. I'm gonna press the glub, glub one. Sorry, I'm just triggering my own alert variations now. To pass the time. Simon Wilkins says, Ghastly showed it somewhat recently. Golden Wind? What are we talking about? I haven't the foggiest. But yeah. So, we got about 1 more minute left before I hop off. Is there anything that is burning in your brain that you would like to inquire about from your girl Weebo? Because if there is, then let rip. If not, then we can go watch side quests. Okay, going once, going twice. Sold! No, I'm just kidding. There's a delay, so I'll wait the length of the delay, and then I will say adios. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, you can find myself and hopefully Polly here next week, Sunday, same time, same place. Other than that, go check out SideQuest, go check out the AAA, go check out Noir Bar. Polydub does great stuff on his channel too, when he so chooses to upload, so definitely sub to him. I know he's not here, unfortunately, for us. It is all our great loss, but hey, it is what it is. He's probably got some IRL shenanigans that's going on in his life. He's a busy boy. We don't blame him. Daniel Fleman asks, were you affected by the storms that went through the Midwest? Not greatly. I mean, we did get snow, but it wasn't a monstrous amount, which was good. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you the next time on this channel. Either in video format or not. In the meantime, au revoir.